Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
Beware, that if you get a voicemail message or actually a phone message as far as voice to voice, do not be taken in by this scam.
One Moorhead woman is urging everyone, especially older people, to be on alert and not be fooled by IRS phone scams. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Mike has the night off. Fargo police received multiple tips that people are getting phone calls from the IRS asking for money, even threatening to throw them in jail if they don't pay. Valley News Team's Giovanna Simic spoke with one woman who was almost fooled by the call.
Gloria Byland says she was a little bit worried when she got a call from the IRS, but she felt something was off. She says she received 2 phone calls from them saying she owed them money, and if she didn't pay, they would have her arrested.
It's just such a fearful, menacing, threatening type of thing.
Now, she wants others, especially older people, to be cautious and not fall for this scam.
Their money is precious to them. They've saved it all their lives. They've been a valuable community member, contributed and everything. So not to be having all their precious, possessions or money to be taken in by this scam.
These people are looking for anyone they can try and apply their trade on. So basically, just by virtue of being home, seniors are probably see this scam more often than anybody.
The Better Business Bureau says the reason people, especially seniors, fall for this scam is because people are fearful of the IRS. What's worse, scammers are trying new tactics to get people's money.
No authorities, no one's ever going to ask for payment in iTunes gift cards. They're only doing that because they're hard to trace.
Remember, the IRS will never call over the phone and ask for money. They will send an official letter in the mail. Byland has this message for everyone.
Be aware, not to be drawn into this scam at all, because they will take everything that you have.
Giovanna Simic, Valley News Live.
If you receive a call from someone claiming to be the IRS, police urge you to call the IRS at 1-800-829-1040. This story came to us through our whistleblower hotline. If you need help uncovering an issue in your community, give us a call at 237-6576 and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. With a new state reimbursement system starting in January of 2017 in North Dakota, one local organization is feeling the pain of the cuts. CHI Friendship, a nonprofit organization, provides services to people with developmental and intellectual disabilities. Because of a new state reimbursement system, the organization will lose $3.5 million in revenue, meaning they will not be able to help people with disabilities find jobs and places to live.
It's really tipping their life upside down. It can disrupt their living arrangements, could disrupt their employment opportunities. And so it's a huge impact for people. And we're doing everything we can to advocate to keep those supports in place for them.
CHI Friendship says it's working with the department to get additional funding before January of 2017. 3 people were injured, one of them airlifted to the hospital after a rollover crash just south of Moorhead tonight. Police tell us one vehicle was driving west on 60th Avenue South and failed to stop at a stop sign. They say that's when the car hit another vehicle that was driving north on Highway 52. The names of the people involved in the crash have not been released yet. There is a major transportation issue out in Lakes Country, according to the Otter Tail County Safe Communities Coalition. There aren't any taxis, shuttles, or options for people needing a ride, and it's affecting business at local bars. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter, Nicole Johnson, explains how Uber could be the solution.
Hitting the lake might mean cracking a few beers. And if you get to the point where you shouldn't drive.
Quite frankly, there just aren't a lot of options.
Otter Tail County has been ranked one of the deadliest for drunk driving.
We always have cops on the road, and which is good because people are drinking and driving, and that's not what we need. We need people who are taking their safe alternative.
Problem is, there isn't always a safe alternative. There aren't any taxis or shuttle services.
A bartender will give people a ride home if we know them. I've given multiple locals rides home.
The Otter Supper Club manager, Dexter Brown, says the lack of transportation is not only a safety issue, it's affecting dollars.
We're struggling now because people aren't willing to drive. Because Highway 78, we have a police station less than a mile away from here.
Maybe somebody else has other ideas.
Jane Neubauer, director at Otter Tail County Safe Communities Coalition, is trying to find solutions.
By offering people options, they will make better choices and choose not to get behind the wheel and drive.
One of those solutions is the popular app Uber. While Otter Tail County is active on the app, they are missing part of the puzzle: drivers. Neubauer has been traveling to different bars around the county and is encouraging people to explore Uber, either as a user or a driver. The goal is to keep those having a fun time at the lake safe. Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
Neubauer says the lack of transportation in Otter Tail County includes more than just drinking and driving. Others unable to drive are having issues getting around too. If you're interested in driving for Uber or have other ideas for the county, we have information on our website, valleynewslive.com. Just click on this story. The Minnesota Department of Natural Resources has confirmed zebra mussels in East Spirit Lake in Otter Tail County. The DNR says a lake user brought in a zebra mussel to the DNR Fergus Falls office in early July. The following day, one live zebra mussel was found in the lake. The city of Moorhead received $900,000 from the state to clean up contaminated land on First Avenue North. The entire project is slated to cost $1.8 million. That land has now been sold to a developer who plans to build apartments on the site. Moorhead Economic Development Director Cindy Graffio says these planned developments are a good thing for the city.
Anytime you have downtown revitalization efforts, it always helps to have a ring of residential around the heart of your city. This really helps achieve that, as well as infill development. Anytime you can repurpose an old site, especially a contaminated site, with a new project, it brings new life to the middle of the city.
According to Graffio, tax increment financing will help cover the remaining $900,000 to clean up the contaminated land. The project is expected to be completed in 3 phases, with the first one ending in the fall of 2017 and the last phase in the fall of 2022. A stabbing spree in Japan has left 19 people dead and many more injured. Kenneth Craig has the latest from New York.
Police in Japan say a man went on a middle-of-the-night stabbing spree at a facility for disabled people. It happened just before 3 a.m. in Sugamihara, just outside Tokyo. Police say the suspect, a man in his 20s and a former employee of the facility, turned himself in. The suspect reportedly told police that he wanted to get rid of the disabled from the world. Officials say more than a dozen of those wounded are in critical condition. Mass casualty attacks are extremely rare in Japan. Kenneth Craig, CBS News.
Japan's last mass casualty incident was the 1995 sarin gas attack on the Tokyo subway, which killed 12 people. On this first day of the Democratic National Convention, First Lady Michelle Obama gave a rousing speech to the delegates in Philadelphia, urging them to put their trust in Hillary Clinton and giving her full endorsement to Clinton and running mate Virginia Senator Tim Kaine. Obama endorsed Clinton and told the crowd the election isn't about Democrats or Republicans, saying, quote, "It's about who we trust to influence our children in the next 4 to 8 years." Also taking the stage tonight, Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. If you were driving in West Fargo today, you may have noticed changes to some major roads. Starting today, Morrison Street and the 8th Street and Main Avenue intersections are temporarily closed for concrete paving. Crews will be moving the project to the east end of the work zone, which means the 6th Street Southwest intersection will reopen for access and the temporary access point for businesses will be removed. Traffic is now being carried completely on the north side of Main Avenue from 12th Street West to Cheyenne Street. The speed has been reduced to 25 miles per hour in this area.